I can't pronounce the national drink of Brazil. What is it, Caparina or whatever? But I'm looking forward to getting some next year. Welcome inside the Let's Not Do This podcast for Thursday, no, Wednesday. God, jeez Louise, I always get the days wrong. I don't know what day is this. Every day is exactly the same. That's a nod to you Tool fans out there. That's a great song. But yes, Wednesday, November the 19th, year of our Lord, 2025. You got the big O, Leon Oliver. It is 7:30 in the East. And joining me to my left, always to my far left, one Scotty Too Hottie. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, I guess. Rough couple weeks of betting, but 3-1 yesterday, turning it around, getting it back above 500. I was 5 games above 500 going into last week, and now I'm a game under. That's how bad I did last week. But yeah, 3-1 yesterday on some basketball. James Franklin is a Hokie, so things are looking up.
There you go, Scotty. Some things to feel good about. Yes, James Franklin Sahoki. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University officially announcing him today. I believe that was at Castle Coliseum, that press conference earlier this morning. I actually did watch that live. I thought he actually did a good job. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Then also the other big news around the Commonwealth, University of Virginia apparently playing NC State in football. Well, no big deal there. They're both in the ACC. This game's going to be in Brazil next year. So we'll talk about that here in a moment, too. Then, of course, our Thursday night football picks, Bills making the trip down to Houston, taking on the Texans. We'll get into that and some Thursday and Friday college football best bets for you as well. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Click that little button down there in the bottom right there on YouTube to go ahead and get signed up there and be a friend and tell a friend about the podcast there. And of course, across our platforms, I'll be back here on tomorrow, Thursday, at 7 o'clock, getting you ready for the Vegas Grand Prix, talking a little F1 as I'll break that down on Thursday. Then, of course, we'll be back here Saturday morning at 9 a.m. For the Doing Lines podcast as we go more in depth on the week that's coming up of college football and the National Football League. You may notice there's only two of us this evening. Chris is not with us. Normally, I would make fun of him, but he had a rough day today. So, you know what, Chris? I will drink this non-alcoholic beer in your honor today, sir. So, yeah, hopefully things get sorted out good with you, sir. All right. But, Scotty, you mentioned.
Non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch the figure a little bit, doing what you
So,
can.
all right.
So, Athletic Brewing, their winter beer here.
Let
It
me get
actually
this
tastes
straight.
really good.
Our Saturday morning podcast, you're drinking multiple beers and ranch waters and whatever else. Then we do the primetime podcast, and you're drinking a non-alcoholic beer.
Tonight's a school night. I don't have work on Sunday morning,
Okay.
so that's what I'm telling myself. Also,
All
this
right.
could just be what was the closest thing in the fridge, so we got that going for us. But yeah,
You thought it was alcoholic.
pretty much. Um, but yeah, Scotty, you mentioned starting off Virginia Tech. Before we get into the picks here this evening, Virginia Tech announcing James Franklin, new head football coach there in Blacksburg. You are the resident Hokie on this broadcast here. He's taken over for Brent Pry, who was, of course, relieved of his duties earlier in the season. Former assistant of his, former defensive coordinator. Philip Montgomery was the interim coach. And now the keys to the engine have been handed over to James Franklin. Now that it's all said, and he's met the board of visitors, he's had the press conference, he's got the jersey, it's all set in stone. He's not going nowhere. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is the number one guy I wanted. Once they fired Pry, there's no way I would have ever thought that James Franklin would be our next head coach. Yeah, I mean, great hire. Definitely a better feeling than when they hired Pry or Fuente. I mean, there's been one 12-team playoff, and this guy was in the semifinal in that. So you could say he doesn't win the big game, but there's only been 3 active head coaches that are national champions right now. So if you can get to the semifinal, I think you can win a big game. Otherwise, there's only 3 coaches that can win a big game. So, yeah, easily the best coach we could have ended up with. I'm surprised we got him. Don't know where this money's coming from, but it seems like there's more money out there for him to get the staff he wants and some other things. Saw something being floated around about maybe changing conferences. I don't know about all of that. I kind of hope we stay in ACC. Um, Easy chance at a playoff each year if we stay in the ACC. But yeah, he recruits Virginia really well already. He's got a few guys visiting that decommitted from Penn State. There's a 4-star QB that's been predicted to that decommitted from Penn State. That's being predicted by 24/7 to come to Tech already. So yeah, he's already hitting their recruiting trail. I mean, I think it could be a big turnaround in year one being in the ACC, and we have a pretty soft schedule next year too. So I mean, we could be looking at 9 wins next year with that schedule and recruiting and Franklin and just having a good foundation finally, hopefully. But yeah, home run higher. I don't think there's anybody else out there that we could have got that would have been better.
He really did win the press conference. I felt this morning when I was watching that, very complimentary of Brent Pry. Apparently, Pry's dad was his offensive coordinator, I guess, when he was in college. He gave kudos to Phil Montgomery and the interim staff right there. Kind of. Holding things together right now in Blacksburg as they go through this transition. He encouraged everyone to come out to the game Saturday against Miami and pack that place. As you mentioned, they got some recruits in the house, which, by the way, I'm not a Hokie at all, but cheap seats still available. Earlier today on Vivid Seats, there was tickets for $6 in the upper end zone there against Miami. So get in while the getting's good.
Got to fill make sure their stands get filled this weekend for those recruits.
Definitely. But I really think he knocked it out of the park. He was very complimentary of Brent Pry, really emotional, talked a lot about their relationship and just how transparent, and apparently Pry had a lot of nice things to say about Virginia Tech and about what can be done there, and about it was blunt about what the challenges are. And I mean, who better to tell you than a guy who was on your staff before, who left you to go there, and it didn't work out. But he told him, hey, this is what it is. This is what you're walking into. So I thought that was an interesting dynamic there to have that experience. And the guy, as you mentioned, he's coached in the Mid-Atlantic before. He obviously was the head coach in waiting at Maryland. That didn't work out. Then he goes to Vandy, goes to Penn State. He's, recruited well in this Mid-Atlantic region. You mentioned the quarterback from Pennsylvania. We've seen some 757 guys, some Virginia guys, names start get bantered around. And so, yeah, I mean, I think this is as things have gone as good as you can expect. If you're a Hokie, and you got to be excited about that. As an NC State fan, I am not happy about this because it makes our life much harder, especially with Virginia Tech coming up on the schedule here in the next couple of years. And also, if Virginia Tech can get back into recruiting North Carolina heavily and locking down that Tidewater region, that makes Dave Dorans, or if he is not back next year, whoever is leading the Wolfpack, makes that job that much harder. But right now, Virginia Tech won the press conference, and great hire. And I mean, I really think he's going to hit the ground running in Blacksburg. So kudos to those guys down there for getting that done. James Franklin signed, sealed, and delivered to Virginia Tech. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't know if this contract, if the ink is dry yet, but NC State and Virginia, Scotti, they're going to Brazil. NC State and Virginia, of course, played this year. I went to that game in Raleigh. It was a non-conference game because Virginia and State, since the expanded ACC, have not played each other very much. Now we have a situation where these two teams had the return trip of the game earlier this year. The return trip was supposed to be in Charlottesville next year. That return trip not going to be made. Apparently, according to Pack Pride, NC State and Virginia going to Brazil to play this. And of course, North Carolina, I think they're playing TCU, I want to say, next year in Ireland. We saw K-State in Ireland. I think the Avery Johnson's family are still fighting in the streets of Ireland right now. I know you're not a fan of either one of these teams, but just your initial reaction when you saw the Wolfpack and the Who's could be getting it on in Brazil.
I'm only not a fan of NC State because of you, and you talk shit about Tech. I don't mind NC State. But yeah, obviously I hate Virginia. Do people in Brazil even know what these two teams are?
No,
So what
none
I
whatsoever.
don't understand. I really don't understand. I understand the NFL wanting to go there and expanding the game, but I mean, is this the teams you want to send down there if you're trying to get people in Brazil to get into American football? I don't know. It's weird. I don't get
Well,
it.
I mean, you just follow the money. Who benefits from this? The ESPN, obviously, in the TV deal, and they're not going to send a SEC game here. They're not sending Georgia and Vandy or something down here. Obviously, it's got to be some schools that don't necessarily control their own destiny in this thing. In Virginia, maybe they could pique some interest. It is a school academically that's kind of known around the world, but they're having a great year for them this year in football. But it ain't going to be that way next year. Next year necessarily, they got a lot of guys leaving from that team after this season that came in as transfers, including Chandler Morris. That's why he's not on this graphic. The quarterback, he'll be gone. So you're breaking in a new quarterback, and apparently this game is Labor Day weekend in Brazil. I'm guessing Sao Paulo, maybe Rio. I haven't seen exactly where it's going to be at, but Virginia fans, don't come after me, but you don't necessarily travel that great to begin with. And now you expect them to travel to Brazil. And NC State fans, this season obviously has been a roller coaster up and down. We'll talk more about them and their Friday night matchup with Florida State in a little bit. I don't see a lot of orange and blue or red and white making this trip down. And especially, I mean, in this economy as well, who's got money to go to Brazil?
Yeah, I don't get it. UVA fans, they just figured out. They're still figuring out the rules of football.
Yeah, that's a
So yeah, there would be no UVA people there unless there happens to be some UVA alum that live or vacationing in Brazil.
I will say
It's going to be a sad sight.
I hope everyone goes down and they're safe and they're healthy and everything goes well. I will say, if you're a scammer in Brazil, these are probably the two teams that you want. Wolfpack fans drink, and they drink a lot. So if you're ever going to have a drunk, overserved Americans in Brazil, it's going to be Wolfpack fans. That might make for easy pickpocketing. And then the Virginia fans, well, I mean, let's face it, they just got money coming out of every orifice. So, yeah, if you're a Brazilian
Do they
scammer, these
have
might want to be the two people that you're looking for.
Do they have Zima in Brazil? Do they serve that there?
I'm sure
You
there'll be
might get some
lots of
UVA guys there.
lots of
You can
fruity
get some Zima.
umbrella drinks for
Yeah,
Thad and Biffy and Carruthers and that whole crew there. So, yeah, just makes no sense whatsoever. I'm hoping this doesn't happen, but if it does, I may have to dust off the passport and go down there, Scotty, because what could be more American than me and a bunch of state fans brawling with a bunch of Brazilians outside of a bar at 3 a.m. That sounds great, doesn't it?
yeah, great.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
mentioned UVA still figuring out the rules. So when we went to the game last year in Charlottesville, and what was it? UVA kicked no NC State. Somebody was kicking a field goal at the end, and I can't remember if they made it or missed it. But whatever the outcome was, UVA would have won. But they threw a flag, and it was a leverage call. I mean, you kind of saw it right away. We're like, oh, leverage, threw the flag, called leverage. Just seeing all the UVA fans have no idea what leverage was or why they were throwing the flag or they thought they had won the game.
Yeah.
All 75 of them that were there.
Well, I think there'll be even less than that in Brazil. So we'll see what happens there. But all right, let's get into it. This is what you people came here for our NFL picks. Get into it for Thursday night football, Buffalo and Houston. And before we go to that, if you want to follow this degenerate, click this QR code here.
Well, I'm
You want
not
to fade
really
Scotty right now.
well. I'm not really tracking my bets on Action Network right now. I have to
Well,
find.
you
I don't know if
should.
they make a. I don't know if they have a QR code for I downloaded Juice Reel because you
Okay.
can. It automatically just takes your sports books and automatically loads it up into the app. So I don't have to go and
Okay.
actually put each bet in the Action Network.
Well, we'll get your
Yeah,
QR code for Juice Reel next week. So disregard that QR code to follow his
if
bets.
there is one, I don't know.
Maybe changing the momentum up. I'll do it too. I think I can create something for you. You'll be all right there.
No.
All right, well, let's get into the standings here. Uh, College football, you're leading the way right now at 31, 27, and 1. Chris coming up at 28, 29, and 2, and I'm bringing up the rear at 25 and 34. I just want to warn you, it's a decent FCS rivalry slate this week. To get back into it, I may go to my bread and butter. I may go all FCS Saturday. I mean, Harvard is playing Yale. So I don't know. We'll
No.
see. Uh, Next up, NFL. Chris leading the way right now at 22 and 23. I'm at 21, 22 and 2, and you're bringing up the rear at 20 and 25. Then
Yeah, rough week.
overall, you are 51, 52 and 1. Chris, 50, 52 and 2. And I am at 46, 56 and 2. So not pretty, but hey, you got to
No.
start somewhere. Bumpy roads lead to great places. I believe Dave Martinez said that, and that's when the World Series. So let's see what we can do with these bumpy roads. And it starts in Houston. And I got a friend that lives in Houston. And for what I've learned, the streets are quite bumpy there and are quite terrible in Houston. So get your shocks and struts fixed if you go down there. But the Bills storming into Houston, taking on the Texans. No C.J. Stroud. He is out again, I believe, third straight game due to a concussion. Davis Mills, 2-0 as a replacement starter for the Texans. Texans wearing their battle red uniforms, coming in at 5-5. Buffalo 7-3. ESPN has us right now at Buffalo laying the 6, over under at 43.5, 8:15 tomorrow on Prime Video. Since you have Chris's pick and you have your pick, I'll let you go first. Which one do you want to give first?
I'll go with Chris. He is taking the just trending with the primetime underdogs, especially a home dog. He's going with Texans +6. I see why he's saying this. I'm kind of leaning Buffalo just because I think this could be a Davis Mills just disaster game. I feel like he's got one of those in him before Stroud comes back. I think it might be this one. Um, the Bills are kind of streaky. They played really well last week. So I kind of lean Buffalo and the under. I'm going back to a prop bet. But Chris is going with the Texans +6. Like I said, I would probably lean. I'm either going to bet the under or the Bills. Not for the show, but by the time tomorrow comes, um, probably the under. Josh Allen hits a lot of unders on Thursday nights. But I'm actually going with a prop, and why not get gross with it? I'm going Davis Mills over 7.5 rushing yards over on FanDuel. It's
Ooh.
the guy that's not very athletic, but last two games he's been running a little bit, 14 and 20 yards the last two games rushing. The Bills give up the second most rushing yards to quarterbacks, averaging 26 a game. And primetime game, usually you see the quarterbacks, especially if they're an underdog, running a little bit more in those primetime games. And this might be Davis Mills' last start in a while. So I see him leaving everything out there. Obviously, the Bills give up those opportunities. And I do expect the Bills to be ahead most of the game. So those passes are still going to be in play for the Texans, even though the Bills do have a terrible run defense. I don't think they're going to just be able to run the ball the whole game. So I do think we get maybe some, if he doesn't hit it early, some late rushing opportunities for Davis Mills. And I don't think we're going to have to worry about him kneeling and losing yards at the end either. So, yeah, Davis Mills over 7.5 rushing yards.
Don't hate that. I don't hate that. And Chris is on Houston plus the 6 points there. I'll be nice to him. I think I saw on Kalshi, I believe they had it at a 6.5 out there at like 115. Let me check that.
Are we using
Actually,
Kelsey?
no. Fliff. Okay, well, I mean, it's legal in Virginia. I don't know. You make a ruling.
So are we using all those little like
Hey, you reduced me to juice bet, and I found it there. So that's where I'm
I
going.
mean, because I could start using Novig and all that, but
Yeah, I say that's fine.
all right, sure.
Okay,
We'll give it a 6.5.
I'll
Oh, and
give.
you said Kalshi.
Actually, it's going to be Fliff. Kalshi is minus
Flip.
122, and we keep it at no more than minus 120 here. We're not taking that much juice,
All
so
right.
you can get him a 6.5 at minus 115 on Fliff.
All right.
All right, so with me on this, listen, Buffalo, obviously their offense is like second in total yards. They're averaging over 387 yards a game. I want to say they're fourth in points per game at like 29 points. They've scored 30 plus in 6 of their 7 wins. And on the flip side of things, you have Houston struggling offensively. Now, part of that's because yeah, CJ Stroud's been out the last 3 games. You don't have your star quarterback, but even before that, he wasn't necessarily lighting the world on fire. They were 24th in like points a game at like 22 points a game or something along those lines. Their offense, they put up 16 points against the 1-9 Titans last week, and they're like 31st in red zone touchdown percentage. So yeah, not necessarily good barometers there for a team that's trying to pull off a upset or just trying to cover the spread here. But I hate being on the same side of the street as Chris, much less being on the same side of a bet. So I'm going to ride with him on this 6.5 with Houston on Fliff that I just came across here. Listen, I know CJ Stroud is out. I know Jalen Petrie is out with a concussion as well. Davis Mills coming in, making that third start. You mentioned, yeah, he's been kind of playing with house money. He's 2-0 right now, and he had back-to-back, game-winning drives the last 2 weeks. Josh Allen coming off that 6 touchdown performance against Tampa Bay. I mean, just putting up elite numbers. But speaking of elite, Houston's defense, they're the best in the NFL. They're giving up just 16.3 points a game and 258 yards of total offense per game. They're second in yards allowed per play, third in pass defense, third in rush defense, third in opponent third down conversion percentage. And that to me is always a very important thing. If they can get off the field, they don't have to win this game. They don't have to light the world on fire, but they've also played well against Josh Allen before. Last season in Houston, they held him to one of his worst games. He was like 9 of 30. I think for like 131 yards. QBR was like 56. And they pressured him on about half of his dropbacks. And he went 1 of 14 for 24 yards when pressured on those dropbacks. Plus, I know history doesn't really mean anything in these things, but I love a good stat. Buffalo hasn't won in Houston since 2006. That's 19 years. J.P. Lossman was the quarterback for those Bills that day. I
Wow.
don't think that streak is in jeopardy on this one, but I think Houston keeps this thing around. It's a short week. Thursday night games are always ugly. We've seen these underdogs hang around. I like Houston here, and they're 5-5. They're only a game behind Jacksonville for that 7th playoff spot. It's kind of a must-win situation because they got at the Colts and at the Chiefs coming up. If they got any hope of making the postseason, you got to steal one of these somewhere along the way. And this might be the most gettable, even though it's probably Kansas City. But I keep believing in Kansas City, but we'll get to that another day, maybe on Saturday. But yeah, I expect this to be a low-scoring game. The under could be in play here. I'll probably will put a bet in on this. But for the show, I'm going to go with the Houston plus 6.5 here.
All right. If we got to 7, maybe I'll bet Houston.
If
I
it got
can just see this being a 7-point win for Buffalo.
If it got to 7, I might call JD Whitworth 877 Cash Now. Tell him I got a structured supplement. I need some money to put on this game.
Damn it.
That's how good I
This
was feeling
song
about
is
that.
song's gonna be in my head for the rest of the night now. Thanks.
If you're a millennial, that song is definitely in your head. You're used to watching Jerry Springer. It was like JD Whitworth commercial during the Jerry Springer break, one of those precious memories or Time Life CDs, and then the Girls Gone Wild commercial, and then you come back from break with Jerry Springer. It was great. Those were high times. We were living in high cotton back then, Scotty.
Yeah. And then
15 years old, had no reason watching any of that. But yeah.
no.
All right, next up, let's get to some college football action here. I don't think anyone has this game on their card. The Raging Cajuns of Louisiana making a trip to Jonesboro, Arkansas, taking on Arkansas State, the Red Wolves. Arkansas State laid at 2.5, total at 54.5. Tomorrow, 7:30 on ESPN. Do you know who the head coach of Arkansas State is?
No. Who is it?
He was rehabbed at the Nick Saban, school of fired coaches. Used to coach the University of Tennessee. Butch
No.
Jones. Butch Jones is the head coach
Never would have guessed that.
of your Arkansas Red Wolves here. Yeah, so do what you will with that. This is actually like a big game for them. Sports Center is doing their thing where they like to broadcast from the Thursday games. We saw they were at ODU last week. They're going to be in Jonesboro for this one, broadcasting there. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Do you have this game? Does Chris have this game?
No, but just looking real quick, Arkansas State 5-0 against the spread at home this year. So another little favorite. I'm assuming this game probably they probably need this more or more motivation. Louisiana probably doesn't have much to play for. Yeah, why not Arkansas State?
Louisiana doesn't have much to play for. You mentioned it, and they don't have a lot of guys right now. They're dealing with seven suspensions. Seven players suspended from that post Texas State brawl. There was a full season ban on safety Tyree Skipper, and then six other players got just the one game. I haven't seen the footage of this brawl, but as I was doing my notes today, I made a point to go back and watch that. What does one have to do to get a full season ban? Remember when Miami and FIU had that brawl and the guys were swinging helmets? Or remember South Carolina and Clemson, I want to say, in Lou Holtz's last game, guys were getting stomped. I mean, like, did he produce a machete? Like, what do you have to do to get a full season ban?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So Arkansas State down seven guys, and they're on their third different starting. Louisiana down seven players. They're on their third different starting quarterback as well. The gentleman for the Raging Cajuns in this graphic, his name, Scotty, is Lunch Winfield. I kid you fucking not. Lunch Winfield is the name of the quarterback. So, and also they've used six different O-line combinations this year. So, yeah, Louisiana held together with duct tape, prayers, and dreams there. So, if I had to put some money on this, I'd probably take the Red Wolves minus 2.5. I'm staying away from it.
Also, Arkansas State, they're 5-5. They lost last week, but they had won 4 in a row before that. Maybe a little bounce back. I really don't know though. Don't listen to me on this one.
Hey, you could they get a big win, and then I'm sure there's an Applebee's in Jonesboro, Arkansas. You know, mozzarella sticks for everybody afterwards on Butch Jones's tab. Because what the fuck else is there to do in Jonesboro, Arkansas?
Yeah, that's definitely probably the spot after the game.
Yeah. All right. Next up here on the card, I know someone that has this one. Florida State at NC State. My Wolfpack 5-5. The Noles 5-5 as well. 8:00 Friday on ESPN. Florida State laying the 4.5. The over under 61.5. NC State coming off that just absolutely just drubbing by Miami. I believe it's 41-7. I turned the game off like mid third quarter to watch football that actually mattered. And 41-7 wasn't that close. CJ Bailey looked absolutely just abysmal in his return back to South Florida. But Dave Doran's boys are going to try to get things right as they host Florida State, which, by the way, Scotty, the loser of this game going to be in a precarious situation. They'll have 6 losses. They'll need one more win to go bowling. Who does Florida have next? Florida State have next? Florida. Who does NC State have next? Carolina. So the loser of this game is going to have to beat their arch rival just to go to a bowl. Never a spot that you want to be in. So definitely a must win for one of these teams if they have postseason aspirations. You got any thoughts on this one?
This is actually on my card. Do teams really care about? Well, do the players really care about bowl games now? I'm not so sure.
You don't want a free trip to El Paso, Texas, in a swag bag?
You don't know where you're going. Could be going anywhere.
If one of these teams goes 6-6, they're probably going to the goddamn Sun Bowl. I think that's like the ACC's bottom bowl tie-in. That doesn't get you motivated. You don't want to go to El Paso?
No, not at all. No. Yeah, Chris has this one too. He's going Florida State minus the 4.5, probably just to spite you. Yeah, I'm actually on this game, and I'm on the other side. I'm taking the 4.5 with NC State. Florida State coming off the blowout win against Tech, but Tech's not Tech right now, so that doesn't really matter. NC State got destroyed by Miami, so I could see Florida State kind of having a little bit of a letdown. NC State maybe a little bit of a bounce back. 2 decent offenses. I guess you can call them decent. Friday night, NC State's at home. I don't know if Florida State should be 4.5 point road favorites to really anybody right now. They're just not consistent. They're not very good. Yeah, NC State, their defense is not great at all. They're pretty shitty, but I do think they're going to show up enough Friday night at home. I think they're going to do enough. I don't know if they win, but I feel like they're going to do enough to keep it close. Florida State 0-3 against the spread on the road this year. and I think that continues. Yeah, probably not the best game if you like defense, but so I think maybe the over might be in play too. But yeah, I like NC State, like that offense to put up some points and to who knows, maybe they pull off the upset, but I think they cover the 4.5.
Well, history is on the Wolfpack side. They have taken three straight against the Noles in five of the last six. Florida State has not won in Carter Finley since 2016. Obviously, they played every year as part of the Atlantic, but it was a home and home. But yeah, they haven't won there since 2016. And Mike Norvell said in his media availability this week it was a very hostile place to play. Which, when State fans are locked in, Carter Finley is a very tough venue, especially for a night game after State fans have had all day to get nice and boozed up. Here's the problem: this game's a sellout. And so I imagine at kickoff, it's going to be pretty full. But if State looks bad early, NC State's one of the few places, probably the only place I think left where you can leave and come back in. State fans notoriously don't make it back from the parking lot after halftime. If Florida State gets in control and gets in any reason to get this team down, this thing is going to empty out and everyone's just going to get hammered in the parking lot there. So I think it's important for State to set the tone early. Scotti, Florida State has scored 0 first quarter points in every road game this season. How's that for a stat?
Well, that's probably why they haven't covered a game on the road yet.
Yeah. My concern for NC State,
these Friday night games are tough.
Yeah. And Hollywood Smothers, to do everything running back for the Pack isn't 100%, and it's a short week now. Without him, the offense is pretty one-dimensional there, so that's going to be a big thing is what is his availability. CJ Bailey's got a little Jameis Winston in him. He can go for 300 yards or he can throw 4 interceptions. You just don't know what you're going to get, so that concerns me too. You mentioned the injuries. Dave Dorn joked this week that even their coffee guy is hurt right now. I mean, like, everyone's dinged up. And the secondary is just terrible. It's the worst secondary in the country. They give up over 319 yards a game. That's 15 yards worse than the team that's in next to last. So, yeah, the over might be a good play here.
Can Castellanos take advantage of that?
Hey, if CJ Bailey plays like he did last week and the State's offense play like they did, and then, the turnovers and everything, you give Florida State a short field. I mean, Florida State could – there's talent there in Tallahassee. That team could, if you catch State on the wrong day, Florida State's a team that could probably hit that over by themselves. And I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just as bad and schizophrenic and up and down as this NC State team has been. I think the over, if State's offense comes to play, I think the over should be interesting. It could be a fun game. But if NC State doesn't show up offensively, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah. I don't know. Florida State lost at Stanford, so y'all got a shot.
Yeah, those cross-country trips are always wonky, though. I mean, there's no reason they should lose to Stanford, though. But, I mean, you see it in the Big Ten whenever you have to make these cross-country trips. It gets a little chaotic. Vaunted ACC member Stanford. Did you know, Scotti, this week Stanford and Cal play the game? The battle for Stanford Axe.
The game.
Yeah. That great ACC rivalry between Stanford and Cal. Yeah.
That is weird.
I remember
when stupid.
I remember when Joe Montana. I remember when John Elway was in the ACC. Don't you? Trot him out at the championship game as an ACC legend. Get the hell out of here. Just gross. I'll watch this game, but I want to have one screen on patrol. I'd rather watch people get arrested than watch NC State football right now. So yeah. Thank God for Will Wade, and Will Wade we trust. All right, moving on over to my game here. We got Hawaii 7-3. The Warriors, surprise, 8-2. UNLV hosting them. Anthony Colandrea, former Virginia Cavalier, leading the way there, pulling the trigger for the Rebels. 10:30 kick, so late night. So after you lose your money on Thursday night football and lose your money on those other two games, you got a chance to make it back. Hawaii is always good for that late night kick. They're heading to the mainland, taking on UNLV. Scotti, do you know that the trophy in this game has 3 different names technically?
I did not know that. I did not know they had a trophy.
I was about to say, did you know that there was a trophy in this game? So yeah, Hawaii making the trip to Vegas. I believe they call it the 9th Island is what they have been calling Las Vegas, because obviously there's a big like Hawaiian community and everything in Las Vegas is one of the big population booms there. They get a lot of fan support and everything there. Plus, Hawaii has I believe six guys from Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, and then another guy from like Desert Oasis. So they got some Las Vegas guys coming back home there. But yeah, um, UNLV calls this the Pineapple Trophy because it looks like a trophy. And apparently, the media calls it that too. Um, Hawaii calls it the Ninth Island Trophy, and then the official name, I forget what the official name is, but yeah, there's three names for this damn
Yeah.
trophy, which I didn't know existed until this afternoon. Um, look, I know a lot of people. I'm seeing a lot of people give Hawaii that 2.5 on the road. That scares me because Hawaii is a very good team this year. Their quarterback's playing well. They got the Tokyo Toe, that kicker. I'm going to butcher the hell out of his name, so I'm just not going to even try. But they, close games, you always got to count for special teams, and they got it there. But whenever they had to make a trip to the mainland, it always causes issues. That's a long trip for them. I don't think people realize, even for Vegas, just how far Hawaii is. Their offense is rolling though. They're averaging over 39 points a game through the last five. BYU's defense, not good. They're like 108th nationally. So Hawaii should be able to put up points. Plus, they're coming off the bye week as well. Hawaii 7-3 against the spread. The Rebels just 5-5 against the spread. Plus UNLV coming off the double overtime game against Bronco Mendenhall's Utah State. So potentially a flat spot for them now. But I'm going to go with the over in this game here. UNLV's offense, no slouch either. They average over 36 point a game. The home team has won like 13-16 in this series, I want to say, and UNLV is better on the turnover margin. So I think this is going to be a really exciting, fun game. I think defense is going to be optional. It's going to feel like the old whack games on a Saturday night back in the day. Give me the over 64.5. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets up to 72, 73, 74, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's a lot of points. I'm not touching the total. I kind of like Hawaii though. I think I might end up betting them. I might even bet them money line. I know they're making the trip, but they're coming off the bye, so they've had time. They're probably going to have more fans in the stands. UNLV none of their people come to watch this game. These are two teams I actually watched the first few weeks of the season. I think I watched both of them, probably their first 2 or 3 games. I haven't really watched them since for whatever reason. But yeah, it should be a fun game. But UNLV, they don't have anybody in the stands. And you mentioned that Hawaii should have some people show up. So it might feel like a little bit of a home game for Hawaii. And Michael Alahado, I think is the quarterback's name for Hawaii. He looks like he's going to be a good one. Yeah, I just haven't seen him play in probably a month or two. But when I did see him early in the season, he looked pretty good. Then UNLV has is he still starting? What's the UVA transfer's name?
Anthony Colandrea.
Colandrea, yeah. Because Alex Orgy, I know he got benched. He might have got hurt.
Yeah, Orgy got hurt.
I think he was benched before that. So
yeah. They were platooning him a little bit, then he got benched. They went full time to Calandra, then the injury happened for Orgy.
I bet a couple UNLV overs beginning of the season, and they missed by the hook or something crazy at the end, like a lot of my bets do. So I'm gonna leave the total alone. Probably gonna bet Hawaii. Might actually bet the money line for them. There's some threes out there too. If you like Hawaii.
The trophy is the Island Showdown Trophy is the official name, and Hawaii calls it the Ninth Island Trophy, and UNLV and the media call it the Golden Pineapple Trophy. And by the way, this game, big for the Mountain West race too. Both of these teams tied for second in the Mountain West there. So important race for trying to win that conference there. So should be a real fun one here. I will say though, UNLV dominated at home in this series. They've taken 7 of the last 8 in Vegas. Of course, we just talked about Hawaii always struggles on the mainland, but they did get a win there in, I think it was 2016 was Hawaii's last win, but obviously that was a while ago. I just said that out loud in my head. 2016 doesn't feel like it was that long ago, That was 9 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're old.
So yeah, we
But yeah,
are very old.
if we're looking at the spreads there, Hawaii 2-2 away from home this year, and UNLV 1-4 at home against the spread. So yeah, when you have nobody show up, it's probably going to happen. But yeah, I like Hawaii.
Should be a lot of aloha love there in the stands for the brothers there from Vegas making the return trip back. By the way, how is Hawaii not better? I mean, obviously, I know like they don't have like money, obviously, especially in this day and age. But like they don't have money to compete with the big dogs. But I don't know. Maybe my brain is just different. But if I'm a football player and someone says, "Hey, you want to go live in paradise and play football?" Yeah, yeah, I do. I don't want to go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Columbus, Ohio. You tell me there's girls in swimsuits all day, and there's bars, and there's coconuts and pineapples and booze and sunshine. Yeah, I'm gonna go play football there.
I don't know, maybe just because it is so far away from everything.
Yeah,
Maybe a lot of people don't like that.
yeah. People like to go and see mom and dad and everything.
Yeah,
I'll send you a postcard. Hey, look at me. Here's a selfie of me on the beach. This girl's from San Diego and she's studying communications with me. Have fun, have a good life. I'm going to Hawaii. Yeah. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So, all right, over 64 and a half there on that one. Scotty, I saw a story, and we haven't done one of these weird stories here in a little bit, and I sent it to you earlier, and now I've like closed all my windows, and I can't find that story that I sent to you earlier. It was a good one too. So I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to throw another story at you here that I just sent to a friend. So I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name like most NHL players. But do you like to grill? Do you have a grill? You like to barbecue or anything?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, I'm pretty handy at that. I can't do much else in the kitchen. I do make the Thanksgiving turkey. I do a lot of the grilling and stuff, but that's about it. Apparently, the Finns just cannot do this. This gentleman that plays for the Florida Panthers, E2 Losotarian, he's out after a barbecuing mishap, is what they're calling it. Not, I read through this article. It does not say what it is. I can only imagine. I'm sure it involves a burn or something along those lines. Hopefully, he's okay. Um, I can't imagine the Finns are very good with barbecue.
Yeah, this reminds me of The Office when Michael Scott burns his foot on his George Foreman grill.
Yes, yes, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Tell you what happened.
Which, by the way, Scotty, this is the second food-related injury in the NHL of recent times. Jack Hughes of your New Jersey Devils, he is out right now. I think I saw 4 to 6 weeks or something along those lines. He apparently cut himself at a Chicago restaurant, a steakhouse aptly named Chicago Cut Steakhouse. It was in Chicago, and he got cut. Apparently, it wasn't on, with the knife or anything like that. He didn't have a mishap cutting into the porterhouse or anything. Apparently, it was a team dinner, and I believe there was a broken glass that
Oh,
caused it. Yeah, so Devils fans have apparently started to bombard the restaurant with negative Yelp reviews.
it
Though
was
I
probably
did,
their fault.
I'm sure it was. So I did see one
Yeah,
New
a
York.
bunch of drunk hockey players probably broke a glass and then somebody stepped on it.
I did see one New York Ranger fan comment that the cutlery is of top-notch quality there. So yeah,
Okay, but also, how do you cut your foot on a glass at a restaurant? Are you
no,
walking
no,
around
it wasn't
barefoot?
his foot; it was his hand.
Oh, I thought you said his foot.
No, no,
I
no.
was
You
thinking
were,
foot
you were,
because of The Office.
yeah, you were thinking about Michael Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
um,
even so, like, how do you? I don't know. I think I would. He must have been drinking.
yeah.
Like, how do you just accidentally cut yourself on a piece of glass?
What kind of team dinner was that? It's like what was it? The Mets? Was it in '86 the plane ride from hell or whatever? Was it after they won the league championship series, or was it after they won the World Series? Like there was just girls and booze and other
Hey,
substances and stuff everywhere.
have you seen the? God, what is it? Is it the Dark Side of Wrestling? Maybe where they
Yes,
talk
about
about the plane ride.
the plane ride from hell in
Jeez,
WWE too.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was insane.
these team dinners can get a little out of hand there. So, oh, I remember the last story I wanted to get to here. So if I told you that there was a situation where a threesome went awry and someone got punched, where would you think this was?
Well, most of these stories, I say either Florida or Ohio are my first two guesses.
Well, I'm glad you said Florida because Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew used to have a game that they would play called Germany or Florida. They would read weird stories, and you had to guess did it happen in Germany or Florida? And you would have nailed this one, Scotty. In Florida, there was a early morning threesome fell apart when a 47-year-old is accused of taking it all out on her boyfriend by repeatedly punching him in the face. Angel Lynn Curl and her boyfriend, who is also 47, invited a female friend over to their apartment in Clearwater, spring training home, I believe, of the Phillies. Invited them over to Clearwater on Saturday night. They intended to engage in some sexual activity with this friend, according to the Smoking Gun. And apparently things went awry, and she just started punching him in the face there. Um, that guy's night went from like, hey, this is going to be really awesome to really bad really quickly.
I just assumed every three-way in Florida ended in a fist fight. I don't know why this is news. It's
Um,
like pretty common.
and this is the
Yeah,
alleged
she's nuts.
yeah, this is the alleged
Yeah,
perpetrator now. You can tell she listened to Carrie Underwood's before he cheats one too many times. She probably did key his car and everything after punching him in said face many times here. But
that's
yes.
probably her right after the fight too.
Oh yeah,
Or took that
just
picture.
just smiling. She's got a bag of hot Cheetos. Like, yeah, I did it. She's wearing flip flops and like some juicy shorts or something.
Cook, no, Cookie Monster pajamas for sure.
Ooh, Cookie Monster pajamas are always a good one. Maybe some Crocs. Oh man, yeah. My man got to ask. I mean, like, if let's say that happened to Craig. Well, first of all, he would have to find one woman that wants to engage in activities with him, much less two. Um, but let's say this happened to Chris. We're his friends, not by choice, but we are. What kind of shit do you give your boy? Because he was at the precipice of, a menage a trois. But apparently it didn't get completed. He fumbled the ball at the 2 yard line, then got his ass whooped. Do you rag on him for this? Like, what do you do?
I mean, yeah, obviously he made the news for getting
Yeah,
beat up after a three-way or a
yeah.
fail three-way.
I wonder,
Probably a little bit
like,
of both, though.
what could have stopped this? Because apparently the punching happened before anything ever happened. So, like, did she have a change of heart? Was she on a substance and then come to? Like, did she see the other girl in her birthday suit and get jealous? Like, what happened
Probably.
to like cause that switch to flip uh, and
My
get
guy
punched in the
got
face?
my guy was admiring a little too much, probably.
Probably so. I don't even think I could press charges or anything at that point. I mean, yeah, you punch me in the face, yeah, you whoop
That's
my
true
ass, but
too.
like,
Yeah,
I
I think
can't
he
go
was
through the
kind of.
shame of this. And also, you just killed any chance of this ever happening. Like, she's gotten arrested now. It's never going to happen now.
Maybe a neighbor called the cops because I don't see how you would. You just gotta take that one and go home.
Yeah,
Take your
90,
ball and go home.
literally 97-year-old woman peeping across the street. He's got two women coming in there. Just calls the 50. Thankfully, he just intervened just in time. My man's got gauze in his nose, all messed up. Poor guy. I'm glad they did not release his name because, yeah, he'd be getting clowned every single place online. So,
No, if her name's out there, then they're gonna know.
I
They'll
guess
figure out who he is, or at least his friends will.
47 years old. I don't know how good her punches was. Maybe a little too old for the UFC, but Dana White, you might want to give her a call. Apparently, she's got a aggression problem. Let her take it out in the ring
That
against someone her size.
that mom strength.
Yeah, definitely indeed. All right. Well, this beer is mom strength because it's non-alcoholic, and I need something with a little bit more jet fuel in there. So we're going to wrap this up. Make sure to join us. Join me back here 7 o'clock tomorrow for Getting Loose with Leon. We'll preview the Vegas Grand Prix there. Lando Norris leading the way on top of the standings there for F1. Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri nipping at the heels there. Can McLaren's already wrapped up the Constructor Championship? Can those other two guys get back into the fight, or is this Lando's title to lose as we got 3 races left in the F1 season? We'll talk about that, get you ready for that. Big weekend in Vegas, by the way. You got that and a big UNLV football game. A lot of fun stuff going on there. So, and then make sure to join us back here at 9 a.m. Saturday morning for Getting Loose with Leon as we break down college football and NFL picks for this upcoming weekend. And I'm telling you, Scotty, I might go all FCS. I got to do something about these college standings. I might go all FCS.
Yeah, I had my first 0-4 week on either sport. Had in college last week, so I got to do something too.
Hey, I'm betting I should start tracking my my stuff and put a QR code for myself out here on Action Network or something, because I'm hitting on my soccer during this little international window right now. Kudos to the Americans for destroying Uruguay last night 5-1. I'm hitting on soccer, but right now I'm struggling on college football. FBS.
I'm under
FCS guy.
We do some under 2.5 parlays.
No, I've been going with some goal scorers, sir. I'm a degenerate, and I watch a lot of soccer. So, all right. Well, on that note, I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7. Scotty will see you Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And Chris will see you in 5 to 10 years whenever he gets out. We'll see you then.
Yeah. See ya.